So, how do you take back your power from an abusive, narcissistic person? That's literally what we're talking about tonight, y'all. Tonight on a late night live with Mr. Lee Hammock, the diagnosed self aware narcissist. We're talking about how to strip a narcissist or a toxic person of the power that they think they have, the power that they might. Hey, you might feel like they have that power. Like Lee, I don't think they got no. I don't think they got power. Lee, they got the power. They be hurting me. They be harming me. They do a lot of different things to me, Lee. So it, hey, you gotta prove something to me, Lee. You gotta help me out. So that's what we hopping on today, y'all, and talking right about that type of stuff right there. So let me go ahead and start off by saying this right here. Narcissistic people only have the power that they think you give them. The power that you give them is the only power that they have. It's absolutely an illusion. Now sometimes hey, I'm gonna keep it hot and ready, right? I gotta keep it hot and ready like a Little Caesars pizza. Sometimes illusions can feel real. It is hard to break those illusions. That's what we call them optical illusions, right? The illusions can be optical. They absolutely can be. Now you can have an optical illusion, right? You absolutely can. So sometimes these illusions, they could absolutely feel real. They can seem real. And a lot of times they could absolutely be rooted. They can absolutely be rooted in reality, i.e., financial abuse, financial control, right? Financial power over you. That could be rooted in reality. Right now, you might be a stay-at-home parent who hasn't worked in years, right? So it could absolutely be rooted in reality. You see what I'm saying? It could be rooted in a little bit of reality right there because yeah, right now, in this instance, in this moment, they have a little bit of power. You see what I'm saying? They have a little bit of control over you because they control all the money. They make all the money. They watch all the expenditures. They hop on you, they hop down your damn back when you spend too much, right? They have there's very said that can be rooted in reality. But guess what? That could change over time. Because once you think of it, once you're clear on it, like that, you know what? They do have this right here. Let me change that. Let me begin by changing it. Let me make a plan. The best way, the most efficient way to strip them of that power is to plan. You got to get good at planning, y'all. Look, planning is a non-negotiable. Planning is absolutely a non-negotiable. You see what I'm saying? It absolutely is. You have to be able to make a plan. And sometimes, let's be real, y'all. Some plans are going to take a while to come to fruition. You know it is. Sometimes your plan might not be next week. If you haven't worked in 10 years, you might not be able to take financial control from them in a week, right? Sometimes they take planning. That might be years in the making, right? There might be years in the making of you being able to take your power back in that instance. But guess what? It's still in the making. It might be years in the making, but guess what? It's still in the making. Nonetheless, it is. It just is. To take their power back, y'all. You have to have hope and a clear vision of what you want from the future for the future. What's your vision of the future going to look like? Give yourself hope. Because when you're down in the dumps, when you feel like everything is over, they've taken everything from you, they have complete control of your life, you're going to lose. I promise you. You got to wake up and understand that you have the power to make decisions without this person, right? You can. And again, I understand that it might take a while. It absolutely might take a long time for you to break free and to break through and to get out of this type of situation. But guess what? You can absolutely do it. You absolutely can do it because you were like, and especially if this is an intimate relationship, like you were not born in a relationship with this person, right? You weren't birthed into this relationship. You didn't come out of the birth canal right into a toxic relationship with this person, right? You had a life before this person. So why can you not have a life after them? That make sense for me right there. You had a life before them. Why can't you also have a life after them? Yeah, it might take a little planning, but you can still do it. You have to give yourself hope. Not hope that this person will change or get better and treat you better. Hope that you can be better. Hope that your life and your future will be better. That's absolutely true right there. You have to give yourself that hope right there. Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to do that type of stuff right there, y'all. It has to be for you right there. You have to be rooted in reality. You have to have that power right there. You see what I'm saying? Somebody said, yeah, but you'll have a stalker for life. Yeah, you might have a stalker for life, but look, you're free. Yeah, they're stalking you. You're free. Free. You're a free bird. And welcome to the live, y'all. If y'all just tapped on the live, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. Y'all hit the thumbs up and drop a comment in the comment section. I'm gonna do a Q&A at the end. Not y'all. But having that hope is important, Delaware. I was in Delaware weeks ago, months ago. Having that hope is going to be for yourself is going to be important. It absolutely is, right? And you are dealing with a narcissistic person that doesn't have financial control over you, you can starve them, y'all. Look, let's just look at a narcissist like a furnace, right? A wood burning furnace. They need fuel. They need wood. In this case right here, that fuel, that wood is your reactions. When you stop giving them reactions, when you stop giving them that power and that control, guess what? You win. Of course, they're going to act. Look, of course, they're going to act like they're going crazy and stuff like that, right? Of course, they might lose their damn minds and stuff like that, right? Of course. You know what I mean? Of course, that might happen, but you win. When you stop giving them reactions, when you start being able to gray rock correctly, when you start being able to yellow rock or disconnect from them and not send it, look, they send a mean message to you. You don't send back 17 paragraphs that they're not going to read, right? You send back the words, okay, cool. Give them a look, give them a damn thumbs up emoji. Give them a thumbs up emoji. That's going to make them lose their damn minds. You see what I'm saying? Thumbs up. They got you. But that's why I said it's going to be super extremely important for y'all as you're navigating this journey and trying to move forward to be able to disconnect and not give them that power. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve the power that they have. They don't deserve that type of stuff, y'all. So why are we giving it to them? If they're not deserving of it, why are we giving it to them? You have the power. You have the control. Again, I know it's not going to feel that way. Lee, I don't feel like I got that power. I know, I understand it because they want you to feel powerless. That's what narcissistic people do. They want you to feel powerless because that makes them feel more empowered. It really does. They want you to feel powerless because it makes them feel more empowered. Official Shan Wall said, about to send him K. Be careful. Look, of course, you send them K or you disconnect, guess what? They're going to get angry. Or they would look, they're going sometimes they pretend they might pretend to not be angry or upset, but they're used to doing this type of stuff right here, y'all. They're used to getting reactions. They're used to you sending paragraphs. What they're not accustomed to is you not giving them that fuel, that fire, right? You saying when they insult you or when they insult you, you don't have to insult them back. You don't have to, right? When a controlling narcissistic person insults you, blames you, or tries to trigger you on purpose, they want a damn response. So if you cry, even if you cry or you beg for forgiveness or you say sorry, whatever the case may be, guess what? They don't even really care. They just want to get you, they just want to get a reaction from you. In the mindset of somebody that's trying to get a reaction from you, they want to matter. They want to matter so look, they want to matter so bad. But when you strip them of that power, boy, they be losing their damn minds. You know what I'm saying? They lose their damn minds when you strip them of that power. You don't give them that reaction. When you just take it away from them, they hate that so damn badly. somebody said, what about co-parenting? How to take the power away when you're co-parenting? Like a lot of times, right? What they'll do, what they'll do is they'll try to ruin your time, right? If you have plans and you want to drop your kids off at 8 o'clock on Sunday morning, and they look, that's the schedule, right? Guess what happens? All of a sudden, the narcissist, they're not picking the phone up. They're not answering when you call. You drive by the house, they're not there. So guess what? Guess what you would normally do? What you would normally do is start blowing their damn phones up, calling, texting, emailing because they were supposed to get the kids at 8, right? But guess what now? Guess what you've done now? You have a backup plan. Or you look, the backup plan is you have somebody else to watch the kids or whatever the case may be, daycare, babysitter, whatever, family member, whatever, friend, whoever, right? Backup plan can also be just you anticipating that they're going to do that anyway. So you didn't even have any plans. You didn't have any plans. You were just going to chill at the house anyway. So when they don't call, they don't respond to you. Guess what? Now you look. Now you were already ready for it anyway. So you're not even shocked. You be more shocked. Look, you'll be more shocked if they picked the phone, if they did call. You'll be more shocked if they answered. Backup plans. When they call you a horrible mother or a terrible or deadbeat daddy, when they call you that type of stuff, don't give them the energy. Okay, whatever you say, pal. Okie dokie. You can also strip them of that power. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens right here. This is the type of stuff right here. Strip them of their power. Somebody said, can you ever go back to normal with your ex after having a PPO? Why would you go back to normal with them after you get a protection order on them? You see what I'm saying? What's normal? Why would it be normal after you? There's a reason why you had to get a protection order, right? Am I right? You didn't just go make stuff up, did you? You see what I'm saying? If you get a protection order on somebody, especially if you get protection order, could also be you taking your power back and stripping them of that power. What's going on, Angela? That's what a protection order could be. A protection order could be another route of you taking the power away from them, right? Because of that right there. Because they no longer have access. Now they can no longer call you or text you or do whatever, right? The protection order can be a way of you taking your power back and cutting off that access. You see what I'm saying? You're stripping that power away from them. But like, if you get a protection order against a physically abusive person, you go back to him, you might lose your life right there, right? You might lose your life. You got to ask yourself right there in that situation. You could lose your life going back into that situation. You absolutely could. So you got to ask yourself if they've been physically dangerous or abusive, they can do that type of stuff right there. What about when he pulls up with the new supply? He has to show her he loves her by hurting me. No, so like if he pulls up with the new supply, you're not hurt. He pulled up with the new supply. Hey, baby, come on in the house. Have a good day. They want you to react. I'm telling you, that's why they pull up with the new supply. That's why they bring, even if you were in court, that's why they bring the new supply to court, right? New supply be in there looking like Boo Boo the Fool in court and stuff like that. But court nonetheless. You see what I'm saying? Court nonetheless. This is what ends up happening. This is the type of stuff that goes on. You know what I mean? It really, really does. So somebody sent a $10 donation. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Miss Hill. So random. I have a protection order on my ex. Why did he unblock me on Facebook? He initially blocked me after our breakup. It's been since April 30th. He's in a new relationship. Why not keep me blocked? Because you see it. You see what I'm saying? Why haven't you blocked him once you noticed that you were unblocked? You see what I'm saying? That's why he wanted you to see that. He wanted you to notice that he unblocked you, right? So you ask those questions right there. You can ask those questions are going through your head right now. You see how confusing that is? You want to strip the power away from him? Block his ass. Now he blocked. You see what I'm saying? That's how you do it right there. Now he blocked. Now his ass is blocked to hell. He can't respond to you. He can't text you. He can't call you. You know what I'm saying? Now he blocked. That's why I'm saying, like, because sometimes when you get that restraining order, you get that protection order or whatnot, they no longer have access to you. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't have any access to you legally. He unblocks you and sometimes they hope you start the conversation up with them. You want to take your power back? You want to strip your power? Block his ass. block him. There's a reason you got a protection order. You see what I'm saying? Somebody said he's baiting you. That's absolutely true. You know what I'm saying? That's absolutely true. They absolutely can be baiting you. That's the type of stuff that they do right there. It's bait. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Seriously. But shout out to you for the donation to the channel. I said all donations to the channel, y'all, are truly appreciated. Yep, I blocked them on everything. Good for you. Narcissists don't love the new supply. They only love lying to a new person. Yeah, it's gonna look like love at the beginning, though. It's gonna look and feel like love to the other person too. You know what I'm saying? And blocking them is a powerful weapon. Blocking them and cutting off access is the one of the most optimal ways of taking that power away from them. Right? You want to strip the power from them, block their ass, and go no contact. I know. Look, this is not me just trying to tell you to do it right now because not everybody is there right now, right? Not everybody is mentally ready to do that. But if you want to send a message to them by not sending a message to them, block their asses, right? You got to block their ass. That's what ends up happening. Nikki needs to say hello. I sent him $25 for him and a new supply to eat because they had no food, and he turned around and laughed at me with her. 10 years for nothing. You sent him money to eat for his girl to eat too? What we doing? What we doing? They over there starving together and laughing at you? That's crazy. Hell no. That'll be the last $25 you get. That's a sympathy 25. That's bummy. That's bummy on their part. That's crazy. I wish I knew this as a kid. My abusive pops had way too much power for too many people. Yeah, but now it's like you wake up. Like sometimes you don't understand it, you don't see it because you're a child and whatnot, right? But when you wake up to it, you understand it better. You start to see it. You know what I mean? You absolutely start to see it. But yeah, please don't get that man no more money. Like I said, we not doing that no more. I think you understand now. She said she's not, y'all. She said she's not doing that no more. Hell no. Send him money to eat because they couldn't have no food. They got the. I felt bad for him. That's what happens right there, y'all. I understand feeling bad, but now you see how you but now you see how you feel. I know you said you felt bad, but now you see how you feel. You went from feeling bad to being embarrassed because your empathy. They weaponize your empathy against you. Your compassion will be used against you. Your empathy will be used against you, right? You want to strip the power away from them? Start limiting your empathy, right? Start limiting your empathy. Empathy should be limited. Untethered empathy, uncontrolled empathy will get you manipulated and taken advantage of. You mean somebody said, why do they use the kids to get the family back? Because it's easy. That's the easiest thing to do. I want my family back, or I want the church. Those are the two easiest. Those are the two easiest ways to get people back, y'all. Religion and children. Those are seriously, those or promising to change. Those are the easiest ways to get people back. Strip them of that power. You did everything. You only want your family back after you've done everything to lose them. You only want your family back after you literally done everything you could to lose them. No, because now you're wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? The more you go back to this person, the more time you're going to waste, and the less they will feel bad. They don't feel bad about wasting your time. They don't feel bad about taking your energy and stuff like that. They do not do that type of stuff. I want my family back. Or they can do, yeah, they can do a combination. They can do a combo. I want my family back. And they went to church. They want their family back, and also they went to church, right? Because that can happen too. They simultaneously went to church and also want their family back. You know, they want their family bike and whatnot. Empathy without boundaries is self-abandonment. There you go. Yes, you have to set boundaries for yourself, y'all. You absolutely do. I feel bad for mine too because he's homeless and lost his mom to cancer, and he's in massive debt from her medical bills. It's so hard to choose me, but he's so abusive and lashes out in a rage. I thought, oh, hell no, you're not about to be homeless and raging out at me. Hell no. Hell no. What we doing? You're not about to be homeless, and you got to pick. You got to pick one. You can be homeless or you can be angry. You can't be both. especially at me. We're not. Look, that's what I said. You can't be helping people out. Like I said, you can. It's understandable to feel bad for people, but don't feel bad to the point where you're sacrificing yourself. You cannot sacrifice yourself. You want to strip the power away from them? Stop sacrificing yourself for this person because they wouldn't do the same thing for you. They would not. They will laugh at you and look at you and pick on you. Hell no. He can't even respect me to have a roof over his head. It's insane. Yeah. That pride in their ego, right? That pride in their ego get way in the way and they don't want to do anything right there. They want to have it their own way, right? They want to have it their own way. Protect the children from these narcissistic weirdos. Yeah, absolutely. You have to. You have to. I feel bad for mine. I read that one. There's always same flying monkey they use. How to stop those flying monkeys, especially when the flying monkeys are family. So you want to strip the power away from flying monkeys? Sometimes you got to cut them off or limit access. If you are a flying monkey or a supporter or an enabler of somebody that's abusing me, you gotta go. I might not kick you out, I might not cut you off completely, but your role in my life is going to change. It's going to be diminished. I'm turning your role down. I'm turning down your access to me, my children, my resources, whatever it is. Access is turned down or sometimes be denied. If you're doing way too much, you out of my life completely. Hell no. Hell no. Can a narcissist still hurt you if you have no emotions? Y- yeah, they can physically hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Or they can still emotionally hurt you too, because like you have emotions, right? You have emotion, you're not shut off. But that happens though, y'all. My narc wife le- my narc wife left to her narc family's house after an argument she initiated. Her mother and siblings are all narcs, and she denies she is at fault. Yeah, I'm not doing the back and forth stuff, y'all. I ain't doing it too much. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Can a narcissist hurt you? I think I read it one already. Narcissists control you when you feel guilt. That's why you need to have strong boundaries. Yeah, they want you to feel bad. They want you to feel guilty because that benefits them. That anger, that guilt, whatever the case may be, that empathy you have, the compassion you have, they want you to activate. They want to activate that, right? They want to activate it so bad and whatnot, right? They absolutely do. If y'all, like I said, my courses, my coaching, every single thing is at mentalhealness.net. Y'all see it? I pinned it, right? Mentalhealness.net for coaching, courses, every single thing you want to know is right there. Mentalhealness.net. I actually just got back from New York City today. I had a great workshop, great Q&A session in New York, and I'm so appreciative of everybody that came out, man. You know, had a good crowd to come out, answered probably 100 questions. It was crazy. My next Q&A probably gonna be in North Carolina, though, y'all. Shout out to Miss Hill so random for the donation to the channel. Appreciate you. I went on his page. It says I went on his page weeks ago, and he had his new woman brought him close. He said his new woman brought him closer to God, and he's going to give her the world while trashing me in his post. I'm 5 months pregnant. Also, why is she okay with this? Look, I'm gonna be look. Y'all follow me for a reason, right? Y'all follow me because I keep it real. Y'all, right? And I got to keep it real with you. Sometimes the new supply is a bird brain. They just bird brained, right? They think they're better than you. You gonna leave you gonna leave your girl who's 5 months pregnant for me, and I brought you closer to God. I'm gonna give you the world, but not the woman that's pregnant with your child. That's bird brain behavior. Some of these new supplies are just birds, right? They're just bird brained. And can the new supply? Can some of the new supply is pregnant also? Oh God. Oh no, that's not the same person. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, some of these people look too many birds in the ground, too many birds on the ground, not in the sky. Some of these people that are dealing with narcissists are also just bird brains. Some of them are damaged emotionally. Some of them have their own personality disorders. Some of them are victims, but like some of them just are birds, right? They just have bird brains. You just think you're better. You think you are more equipped for this person than you see what I'm saying. You think you're more equipped or you're more deserving of this person, or you're going to help them heal. Of course, the narcissist is not telling the complete truth to the new supply. They're lying to the new supply, right? They're lying. But if they're trashing you online, just document that type of stuff. Just screenshot it. Don't go pain shopping. Don't go looking for things that are going to hurt your feelings. But if it gets sent to you or you notice it or something like that, screenshot it. Document all of this type of stuff because sooner or later they'll be back. Sooner or later they're gonna be back in some way, shape, or form. They will be back. It's sometimes very difficult to stop watching their social media because we live in fear of what they will say, do. Being in the dark is scary. Yeah. But if their social media is all bashing you and hurting your feelings, you gotta turn it down, right? You gotta turn it down. You know what I'm saying? You can't if you're looking at it every single day and you're feeling bad every single day, you gotta wean yourself off of it, right? Because if they're gonna do something, they're gonna do something. They're not gonna very rarely, if they're going to hurt you, will they acknowledge it on Facebook? Hey guys, I'm about to go beat my ex's ass. They're not gonna put that on Facebook, right? You see what I'm saying? So ask yourself, other than that, what are you looking for? Like they're not gonna put an open threat to go to hurt because then they go to straight to jail. They're gonna get in trouble, right? So they're not gonna put their moves on Facebook. Hey guys, I'm gonna go beat Laquilla's ass. My ex Laquilla, I'm gonna go beat her ass. Just so y'all know. No, they don't do that, right? They don't do anything like that. But that's not how it goes right there, though. So, yeah, sometimes the new supply, like I said, they don't like. Could the new supply just be a gullible person? Yeah, but a lot of sometimes y'all these stories I hear about the new supply, they do just be birds. I'm like, that's bird. That's a bird. That's bird brain behavior. Like, yeah, oh, you have a you. Oh, you're current. Are you dating anybody? Oh, oh, you just broke up with somebody. Oh, and they're also pregnant. Oh, but you love me more than you love them? You only been knowing me for 2 days? Oh, I believe you. Bird. Tonight is birds. Like I said, again, it's not all of them are birds, but some of them just be chirping. They chirp. You know what I'm saying? They chirp. And some of them are absolutely evil. Like Laquilla just said, some of them are absolutely evil, y'all. They really, really are. Um, But anyways, y'all, it's getting late. It's 11, almost 11:15 my time on the East Coast. So I gotta hop off this thing, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in with me tonight and ride with me. Thank y'all for the donations to the channel. I'll be live again pretty soon, y'all. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, if you subscribe, it helps reach more people. I appreciate every single one of y'all. I'm super thankful for y'all, man. Like I said, it's truly, truly, truly. I'm tired, y'all. I was in New York City. I walked way too many steps. I walked damn near 13,000 steps a day. My knees hurt, so I gotta go lay it down, y'all. I appreciate y'all, y'all. I'm thankful for y'all. Be safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and we will chat again later, y'all. Peace.